Okay, I'm going to start. Again, you playing these games is competitive and whatnot. I got respect for Coach Rule, that program. Congratulations to them. They played better than us, especially in the fourth quarter. They earned the win. We got to find a way to play better for 4 quarters. I think about that first half. We're fortunate to be down only 7 going into halftime with a punt block for a touchdown. We've turned the thing over. We gave up a 50-yard punt return. And again, credit to them, maybe schematic and whatnot. Starting with me, I got to have this team ready to go faster than they did in the first half. Was pleased defensively getting around the quarterback really throughout the whole night. This was the top passing offense maybe in the country coming in. I thought we got a lot of that done. Credit to our guys, start the third quarter, get a stop, get a score. Turnover, take the lead. Some of those fourth down plays were impressive. We had to finish drives. I think we were 4 for 4 on fourth down at that point. So liked that part of taking the lead. They go right down and score, and then the dam began to break. Got no answer offensively to match a score, let alone the kickoff return. And this ain't easy. The wind was blowing pretty good, but they tie the game up. The ball catches the wind. We don't feel it. Short field position again. Defensively, I thought bowed up, held them to a field goal, but we still just had no answer offensively. I think big thing offensively, look at it, it's 2 of 14 on third down. You ain't going to have much success doing that. So we got to give them a better plan. We got to execute it better. We're back to the balance. I didn't love some of the run game to start the third quarter. That's why some of the fourth downs came up so huge. We got to find a way to keep pushing, staying together. It's just what I told them. If we're going to finish better, we got to stay together. We got to play better. Questions?
The special teams overall, they've been pretty good for you guys
Yeah.
Going into today, and it just
wasn't to our standard. Let's start with punt. Obviously, the returns, obviously the protection part. Again, we want to be better with our accuracy on some of those punts, not giving the ball right down in the middle of the field. Kickoff, the return game, we turn it over there. When they're kicking off to you, you got to start or end the play with the ball.
Was it a matter of him sort of losing his way, losing his confidence as the game went on a little bit, and the decision to go there with Alessio at the end?
Yeah, well, a little bit. It was the game kind of got out of hand. Aiden got banged early. LSU came in and operated through the touchdown. Was pleased with that. At the end, the game was out of hand. That's why we're just giving some reps to Alessio. I think on Aiden's end, again, you start with the effort is there. Some of those fourth down runs and whatnot. We got to have better play out of the pocket, and that starts again with himself. The calls we're making / the route running, but we weren't efficient in the passing game, and he's our quarterback. The wind had a factor when you're with it and against it. We trucked it a couple of times down the field, overthrew it when we had the wind kind of with it. We want Marsh to be a continued factor. He had some limitations in fairness going through the week. It wasn't like he practiced the whole every day during the week.
Tell me about that field goal your defense closed up there, but after that, the screen pass that went for 50-plus yards. How was
Yeah.
that?
That was a backbreaker, and one guy we need to stay outside. We get trapped in, and again, credit to these guys. Nebraska, good call, and they kick out. So we got a guy. If he keeps with his leverage, it's not a 50-yard touchdown. It's still a positive play, but not a touchdown.
What did you see? There was a 3rd and 10 play. I think you guys it was tied. Maybe it was 3rd and 10, and they leaked out like a 45-yarder. They came unbalanced and showed you something new there.
Roll to the right. I think he cuts underneath. I think they run switch release, and we cut one of the guys loose. Without watching the tape, but that's what I thought I saw.
Pressure that Aiden's facing right now, he's obviously able to improvise and do some things. How do you kind of rein that in, and is that something you want to rein in?
That was more, that hadn't shown up this year as much, this game, where he extended, and turned into a heavy loss. So he's got to learn from that. Because there's times that protection, I thought it held up okay. If, eyes are right, go through a progression, we got to make sure we're separating and getting open at the appropriate time, too.
Obviously, there was a drive, though, that he was able to do that and got the touchdown. I mean, it's like, how do you guys as coaches kind of balance that?
Yeah, we'd been balanced. He'd been balanced it pretty well in the first 4, I would say. This one, too many snaps where, we're taking some tough sacks.
We've seen offensive line rotation all year. You guys were pretty static at tackle today. You mentioned Rustin, thought had some good things last week. Just wondering where you were at with the O-line rotation today.
I think with the crowd noise, getting the 5 guys, I could point blank ask Jim on that. I did think at the tackle position, it didn't seem like it was glaringly we were having issues.
The full start they called on snapping it early. They said the ball wasn't marked for play.
I think he's holding it. We couldn't snap it as the substitution took place, and he was still holding it. That's what happened.
And your team had a difficult
There, yeah.
to come back.
Yeah.
And showed some mettle and so forth. Is it surprising to you that then kind of lost it kind of in some other ways later?
No, I'm proud of the guys. Yes, we know the thing's long. However, we played it at the beginning. This 7-point game, we battled, came out. We got momentum. All you want to say for in the third quarter. It's starting with coaches, myself. We got to find a way to play more consistent than we have the last 2 weeks.
What are you most concerned about coming out of this?
Oh, we got to get better. We're coming off a bye, and again, that's why I go back to this. Credit to those. Those guys had a bye too. I think about the schematics. We'll watch the punt unit, and all that. I'm pretty confident in the group. We're going to stick together, and these guys are going to continue to battle. And we got to find a way to play better quality football for 60 minutes.
You came through on some fourth down decisions today, and there were probably some difficult decisions, including a fourth down run play when the run game wasn't really working well. But you saddled up and
Yeah.
turned down.
I mean, you look at this and the way the thing was going, 7 points, the wind, knowing the fourth quarter we were going to be against the wind, we are going to aggressively chase to give ourselves a good chance to win the game. I felt strongly in those fourth downs that was the correct choice.
Do you get the sense that your locker room's fired up about this loss? That you see some good things, you see some progress in this game, and it falls apart. Do you think there's a little bit of fire in that?
Oh, yeah, I think there's genuine frustration, and guys want to, do it better for 60 minutes.
You notice the pressure you guys were able to get, was that something that you discovered in the bye week? Was it an opponent-specific thing? Was it just a good day? What do you sort of attribute being able to get the 5 sacks?
I think there was some detail in the pass rush. I think the effort was there, and I think they were challenged, right? And you look at 4 games and the amount of pressure / sacks we were having. I think those guys felt challenged.
Can you discuss the frustration? You stop the run, you play good defense, you pose a comeback, but then just a couple plays kind of breaks the day.
Yeah, that's why our defensive effort was better than 38 points tonight. You look at them where they had starting a few drives. Obviously, they scored on special teams, but we got to find a way at the end to just not give up the big plays. 2 huge big plays in the fourth quarter separate this thing.
Nick being not practicing every day all week, was that an injury thing or
Illness.
Coach, you're able to rally Dylan Riley quite a bit. What was the preparation for him like this week?
Knowing he's a really good player, he does a good job changing his arm angle, taking what the defense gives you, and all of that. And so we wanted to try to find ways to make him uncomfortable. I did think he settled in kind of later in the game.
You gain some sense for the leadership of your players right now. What do you sense to that right
Well, I mean, you guys listened to Jordan. I talked to Jordan briefly, after the game. Sam Edwards. I look at these guys, Matt Goldman, even Aiden himself, how competitive it is. And it's not just captains. Like, we've got some guys that means a ton to that want to be good teammates and find us pushing to a better spot where we're executing for 60 minutes as a team.
now? Aiden took some shots early in the game. Do you think that affected him later on in addition to the win?
I think he knew it was going to be a battle. I don't think he was in any kind of panic mode getting hit early in the game. So no.
When you say illness with Marsh, is that wider spread than him, or is it just him, or is?
I mean, it's that type of the season. I think the flu's going around, so we had multiple guys. No, it's not multiple. This ain't the big excuse anything. It's just fall, and got the same thing going at the middle school and the high schools. Thanks.